Don't you just love daffodils? Instead of gifting them to a friend in the tiny bundles with their elastic bands on them, how about doing this really quick and easy DIY? Before we get started, I should just let you know that this video was originally filmed as part of a Facebook Live on my Facebook page, which is called Julie Davis Flower Workshops. I'll leave a link to it in the description in the show notes underneath the video. And while we're there, how about joining my free Facebook group where I do most of my live videos and DIYs. I have bought some daffodils and I noticed that they had two different varieties. They've got ones that are pencil thin and ones that are slightly more bulbous. So I thought I would get a mix of both and present them. I'm going to gift these daffodils to a friend, so I thought I would show you what I'm going to do. So I thought I would unwrap my daffodils and bunch them up together, and in the spirit of recycling things, I have got some tissue paper, which when I ordered a huge box of silk flowers, which I've been using on my DIY wedding flowers group. And then some of my flowers had this tiny little purple ribbon. And I thought, oh, I reckon I've got some more ribbon as well. So I'm going for a contrasting purple and yellow theme. So I am going to take my daffodils, British grown, and I'm going to take off the elastic bands and save these. Oh no, is that a casualty? They have been out of water, so I kept these out of water overnight in the cool of my workshop. So is that droopy because it's bent or because it's lack of water? Because I didn't want the flowers to open. I want my friend to have the joy of these flowers opening rather than them being all open when I gave them to her. So they've got a hint of colour, but they aren't actually open. So that was the plan, Stan. So I'm trying to bunch these together so that all the heads lie level, but they're sort of sinking down in my hand, so very gently lifting them all up again. So although they are still in bud, I wanted to create the illusion of being really, really opulent and full. The daffodils are quite inexpensive to buy. I think these were £1 a bunch. I don't know how many stems I got in them. Which is quite a lot to hold here. I'm not arranging them in any specific way. I'm just trying to bundle them together. So I'm going to tie them back up with an elastic band using one that I found in the street. You know, when you get your post delivered, and you can normally sort of follow a trail of elastic bands back to the post office. I'm being quite careful because these stems are quite soft, and you know, they're not woody. So if I'm a bit too rough with these, I'm going to snap the stems. So I don't want to do that. So a nice big bunch. And then I shall then take my elastic band, and it feels like I'm squishing leeks together or spring onions. I'm going to take that elastic band. I think I might be able to get 2 twists out of it without spoiling anything. And then I'm going to run that elastic band right the way to the top. Even if I was trying to get all these heads to lie level, there's still some of them that are dropping down. So I'm very carefully going in with a pincer manoeuvre, high motor skills here, and just lifting up the head so none of them are sort of falling down the plug hole. Being very careful of the ones that are starting to open up. So yes, it's just about the wow and the presentation, this. And I was tempted to get a mix of flowers, but you know that the daffodils ooze that milky sap, so I thought I don't want to make that more complicated. And I thought I would just go for a nice big bundle of daps. Inexpensive, but just look really great when they are massed together. Oops. Just be careful, just be careful. There's always one that's slipped down too far. Like that. just a bunch of daffodils. Now, even though I bought them all, you know, there must be a machine that cuts them all the same length. So some of them are quite short. There's one there that's only that long compared to these there. So there's probably almost 10 centimetre differences of those with some of those stems. So what I might do, I've got the option of cutting them all off level, which will make it all very short, or just trimming them off so it looks like they're all level. And then my friend can adjust those in advance. So then I've got my purple wrapping paper. I'm going to take, this is slightly, it's not, you know, it's second-hand wrapping paper, but I don't mind about that, and I don't think my friend will mind either. So I'm going to wrap the daffodils up, just to give it a little bit of a zhuzh. I'm going to take 2 sheets of paper, again to make it look really luxurious. I'm not, might be second-hand wrapping, but I'm not scrimping on the wrapping. This always reminds me, using second-hand wrappings, of my dad, who used to wrap my mum's Christmas presents up with old newspapers, or what he used to call the colour supplements out of the Sunday papers. Binding my paper together. And I've got 2 little pans here, like that, and then wrap them round. So doesn't that great contrast between the purple and the yellow? So go about halfway round, and then halfway around the other way. And then with my 2 pieces, actually I think I've got 3 pieces, now I'm discovering I should perhaps have unwrapped my ribbons before I started. So with my 3rd pair of hands, right, 1 piece there, and this piece is I had to cut it in half to get it off the box, so I might put those down. I'm going to tie a knot in that, so I've got 2 long pieces of ribbon. I can hear my wrapping paper slowly unfolding. Right then, 2 long pieces. And then holding it up, I'm going to go round and round and round and round. Tight enough that the ribbon holds, but not so tight that I damage the stems. And then I shall tie those in a loose knot, I think. And then I'm going to have 1 piece of yellow ribbon left. Cut that off. And there we have it. So I might just for appearance's sake, go through and just trim off to get some semblance of the stems being roughly equal in length, like that. And then that makes a really pretty